Hello everyone, my name is Seether, and I am here today to talk to you about Inquisitor. Now, with the new expansion 3.0, Inquisitor is probably the most important DPS spec for a Cleric. With the new expert bosses and raid bosses, you can't get close to them. There's AoE abilities around them, there's AoE abilities around the tank, there are cleaves, there are just everything to get in your way of being melee. It is not melee friendly right now. Also, there are a lot of changes to Inquisitor, so your rotation has changed, the spec has changed, your buffs have changed, everything has pretty much changed, but it all kind of still feels the same somehow. I don't know how they did it. Anyway, spec, you want to go 61 Inquisitor, very important, you can't go anything less, obviously can't go anything more, but Nish's Rebuke is your hardest hitting ability. Scourge is your hardest hitting dot. Spiritual Scrutiny is very important. It allows your Bolt of Judgment to be cast instantly, which is very useful in PvP. I use the spec for PvP all the time and just go crazy on people because I can run around and cast Bolt of Judgment and they can't stop me. Just instant cast all around. Radical Coalescence refreshes all your abilities except for the one mastery that you'll be using. It also gives you Unified Theory and Fanaticism, which forces your next ability to crit, which will be your Bolt of Depravity. Now, for your masteries, you're going to want to go 61 for Soul Collector, then Benevolent Presence, then Faith's Freedom, Sinister Resolve, and Soulstream. Soulstream, very important. You can use it in PvP. You can use it in PvP to heal yourself. It's got a 50% heal when you target yourself, but also it is very important to be in your rotation because as you can see right now, it's at about 80,000 over 3-second channel. Very, very hard hitting. It applies a lot of damage to your rotation. It's very helpful. Some of these aren't very important. You can switch them with other things, but I think the most important one is Faith's Freedom besides Soulstream, because that allows Sanction Heretic. When you cast that, it applies Vex, which takes Vex out of your rotation. It's applied for you. It adds a pretty good amount of damage, about 1 to 2, maybe 3k to your DPS because you don't have to cast Vex anymore. It's very important. It allows you to put everything a little neater on your bar now. Anyway, as far as buffs go, you want to have Armor of Awakening, Spiritual Protection, Spiritual Scrutiny, Vengeance of the Winter Storm, and Rage Blight. Now, something I didn't talk about is if you don't have the Storm Legion Souls, you can switch it out with Sentinel and go for 10% spell power increase. You can do that if you don't have the Storm Legion Souls, and it won't really matter that much. I mean, going 10% for your Wisdom is a lot better than spell power, but I mean, so you won't be able to have Rage Blight if you don't have Defiler, but that's fine. I mean, it's not a huge DPS loss, but it is going to lose you a little bit, so you might want to buy those Storm Legion Souls. Going into the macros here, Inquisitor only has 2 macros for the sake of just cleaning up your bar a little bit. Have Sanction Heretic and Bolt of Judgment on a macro. That way Sanction Heretic and Bolt of Judgment all add the stack that gives you your instant proc Bolt of Depravity. So those can be in the same macro and it's not going to lose you anything. They're both doing damage. After that, you have your Bolt of Depravity macro with Fanaticism on it. That makes your Bolt of Depravity instant crit. So when Fanaticism is up, which I keep it on my bar so I can see, you're going to want to double tap your Bolt of Depravity macro. Other than that, you don't really have to. So I'll list these in the description below so that you'll have a better look at them. Okay, into your rotation. I have just these abilities right here for the rotation, and everything else is just useful things that I can use throughout. But first, I use spiritual deficiency. That gives me, that gives my target 7% non-physical damage increase debuff on him for 60 seconds, and that is very helpful. Some people don't think you should cast it. I put it on there myself because I believe that when I'm doing my burst, it helps bring it up just a tad bit. Scourge is next on the list. You're going to want to refresh this every 15 seconds. Try to keep it up, but don't refresh it before it runs out. That is very important. Don't try to refresh Scourge before the 15 seconds is up. You're going to lose DPS on that. Then next, you're going to want to tap your Bolt of Judgment macro one time. Just one time. Put Sanction Heretic up and Vex with just that one click. You don't have to cast Bolt of Judgment just yet. So you just put the Sanction Heretic up from your macro. Then you're going to want to jump over here to Nisser's Rebuke. Let that cast. Go through the entire channel. And then after that, you will have a Bolt of Depravity proc. And then you'll cast that, it'll hit your fanaticisim, and that'll insta-crit. And then you go into Aggressive Renewal, which is a channeled ability for 3 seconds, or 2 seconds, sorry. And it's on a 1 minute cooldown as well as Nisser's Rebuke. And that casts Bolt of Depravity for every 0.66 seconds. And then you're going to go Soul Stream, which, like I said, does 80,000 damage over 3 seconds. Big help to DPS. And after that, you're going to want to hit Radical Coalescence. That will give you your instant Bolt of Depravity. It gives you your fanaticisim even if it's down, and it automatically applies it so you don't have to click it. Then you'll just hit your Bolt of Depravity macro, then your Nisser's Rebuke again. After that, you'll have another Bolt of Depravity proc, and then Aggressive Inquisition, and then Soul Stream. And then you go into your Bolt rotation. But before you do that, you're going to want to refresh Scourge if it's been 15 seconds, which it usually has been. And then you go Bolt of Retribution, Bolt of Judgment, Bolt of Retribution, Bolt of Judgment, and then you'll have a Depravity proc. And then you go back into Bolt of Retribution, Bolt of Judgment, Bolt of Retribution, Bolt of Judgment. And that basically is your rotation. After you finish going through this rotation a bunch of times, your Nisser's Rebuke will pop back up again. You hit that, and then you'll have a Bolt of Depravity insta-proc again, and then you Aggressive Renewal, and then Soul Stream over and over and over again. Just to show you what it's like here, I'll get into this rotation here. Scourge, then tap Bolt of Judgment just one time, Nisser's Rebuke. That gives me the instant. You see fanaticisim there, and then Aggressive Inquisition, Soul Stream, and then Radical Coalescence to give it all again. Nisser's Rebuke after Bolt of Depravity proc, then Bolt of Depravity proc again. Now Aggressive Inquisition. Soul Stream won't refresh with the Radical Coalescence. Okay, and then after you finish all that, you're going to want to reapply Scourge, Bolt of Retribution, Bolt of Judgment, Bolt of Retribution, Bolt of Judgment, instant Bolt of Depravity, Retribution, Judgment, Retribution, Judgment, Retribution, Judgment, and Bolt of Depravity. And every 60 seconds, if it's a very long fight, you can refresh your Spiritual Deficiency. I usually don't, because then that's when it starts to eat into your DPS if you're refreshing things that don't actually do damage. So going into AoE side, if you have the chance to switch to a build like Kabbalist, that is better for AoE, but if you don't have a chance, you have to go right into an AoE attack for mobs and such. You do have some pretty handy, just 2 pretty handy AoE abilities. Soul Drain, which applies itself to up to 3 enemies, and then each one of those applied up to 4, and that hits for 12 to 13 8k damage, so that's pretty decent. And then you're going to want to do Circle of Oblivion directly after that. So just Soul Drain, and then Circle of Oblivion. Let's refresh this here to see how much I'm doing. I'm doing about 30k. Somewhere in the 30 range. Usually I do a little bit more. Yeah, see, going into 45 now that I've got it actually hitting. But yeah, that's all for AoE. I mean, it's very simple. Even an idiot could do it, you could say, because they could. So yeah, very easy for AoE. You have crowd controls, interrupt here, confound, and that's useful in the experts and raids. It's useful in PvP. All these crowd controls are actually useful in experts now, since there's a lot of fights where you have to control the ads from getting somewhere or attacking something or anything like that. You can help out your tank by slowing them and confusing them, fearing them, anything like that that keeps them debilitated for a couple of seconds so they don't take that much damage. It's very useful for the ads in Giel Fortress. You have Judicial Privilege, which is very useful in PvP, not so much in the expert and raid, but I guess it could be sometimes, depending on if you have like a dot on you or something that's hitting you, may be useful. It heals you, it adds 5 stacks of Judicial Privilege, it increases your movement speed by 10% each stack, and every time you get hit, it removes the stack and restores 10% health to you, which is pretty useful in PvP. That's pretty nerfed in PvP, but it's still useful. It's better than some of the heals coming out from healers nowadays, now that healing is nerfed so badly. You have Harsh Discipline, which I hardly ever use. It's not that great of a heal. I really just use it in PvP sometimes when I'm very low on health and I want to get one more hit off, do a little bit more damage for a couple of seconds. And very important, your Purge. You're going to use this all the time in PvP and experts and raids, because a lot of raids and experts, they require a purge for some bosses. You have to purge something, and Inquisitors are the ones to go to. It's the ones everyone asks for if you have Inquisitors, so you can purge. And with Inquisitor being one of the best, probably the best DPS for clerics right now, you're going to be asked for a lot if you have Inquisitor. So it's better to just roll Inquisitor for DPS no matter what, because melee right now, it just ain't cutting it. So that is about it, and I hope I informed you well enough on the Inquisitor class, or the Inquisitor build. And subscribe to my channel, everyone. If you think I did a good job, if you don't think I did a good job, you probably shouldn't mention my name to anyone. But I hope I did, and have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching.